So there's a census to be taken out across the land. Caesar Augustus has recently come to power and he wants to know how many people in the world he rules over. And so Quirinius, he goes about getting the job done. He sets about during doing the first of many censuses that would be taken in the land. And so he scatters the people about. He tells them, you have to go back to your hometown to be registered. And so Joseph takes Mary and they go down to the hometown of Bethlehem. Now, oftentimes that's depicted with a donkey, but as we said at the carol service, that's not exactly how this works out. The odds are Mary and Joseph are incredibly poor and head down by foot. Mary probably about 8 to 9 months pregnant, doing the 90 to about 120-mile journey. It's incredibly difficult and hard on them because they'll be walking through the desert, the dust and the dirt and the heat of the day, and they're coming down in and they find themselves with no room anywhere, nowhere to go, nowhere to stay, and they find themselves laying the baby in a manger in swaddling cloths. The humility of our God in this is incredible and astounding. And the way these two moments, I think, are put together is incredible, because at the start we're told about Caesar, and at the end we're told about the birth of Jesus. Caesar is making plans, but God is come. In Psalm 2 it says that the nations rage and that God laughs because he set his king on Zion, that the nations, the rulers, they're coming out to rebel against God, and God has established his king in Zion. And this is essentially a picture of that. God is doing his own thing, and the rulers of the world can plan. I mean, Caesar is wanting to know how many people he rules over, but he's not the king. Emmanuel has come, and in the promise of Isaiah 9, it says that the kingdoms will rest upon his shoulders. And so Jesus, the baby, is the one to whom Caesar owes his allegiance. And it's interesting as well that these people who would have claimed to have been emperors, rulers of vast swathes of territory, ruler of the earth, Caesar is but a puppet in order for God to get about fulfilling a prophecy. Joseph was in the wrong place. He was up in the north. He was in the Galilee region in Nazareth, and he needs to get down to Bethlehem. And so God in his providence says, Caesar, you want to count how many people. And Caesar goes ahead and tries to count how many people, and Mary and Joseph make the long journey down to Bethlehem so that it could be said that Jesus was born in the town of David. Jesus fulfills the prophecy that had been spoken by the prophet Micah, and now there he is, lying in a manger, the King of the world, born in humility.